and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so excited for this. I had this idea today to start it and I'm just so happy and excited for it. I found out yesterday that I won't be going to college in the fall and moving in like I thought because we're now doing remote learning, so I'll be at home and doing online classes, and I think that a lot of us are in this similar boat of feeling very uncertain on what our next steps in life might be and what this next chapter might hold with whatever it might be, with college or school, work, jobs, relationships, friends, family. And I think it's bringing on a lot of stress and anxiety. And I think that one way that has always helped me kind of relieve that stress and find a peace of mind is yoga. And so over the past 5 years that I've been practicing, I've kind of used it as a stress relieving mechanism and a great mindfulness practice. And so I just want to share that all with you. And so today's class, it's all going to be centered around self-love and self-care and just giving our bodies what it deserves. And so we're going to start laying on our backs. So we're going to find a nice relaxed position, laying on our mats, just feeling the weight of our body just kind of sinking in to the floor. And we're going to start to establish a good breathing pattern. So I want you to place your hands on your stomach and on your chest. And we're going to focus and feel as we inhale, feeling our chest rise. And then exhale, feeling it fall. So we're going to inhale all of the positivity and self-love and positive energy that is around us. And we're going to exhale all that stress and uncertainty and anxiety out of our body. We're going to inhale that self-love and self-appreciation. And we're going to exhale all of our self-doubt. Maybe pick a mantra to think about as you go through this practice today. Saying to yourself, I'm loved. I'm strong. I'm smart. I'm enough. Focusing on one of those and then just really believing it and putting it into your practice today. And then still focusing on that breath, we're going to start with a little spinal warm-up. So you're going to start and you're going to take your right foot and you're going to place your heel on top of your left toe, big toe. So you're going to stack them right on top of each other. And then you're going to just start to sway side to side. Feeling that small spinal twist in the back of in the lower back. And just breathing into those areas as you feel that twist. And on your next inhale, we're going to come back to center, release. release your right foot, and then we're going to stack our left heel over top of our right toe. And again, we're just going to sway side to side, focusing on that lower spinal twist. And then again, on your next inhale, we're going to come back to center, release that left leg. And we're now going to go for a little bigger of a spinal twist. You're going to take your right leg, bring it into your chest, give it a nice big hug. And then you're going to take your right hand, placed on your outer right knee, and bring it over to your left side. You can extend your arms out, maybe focus your gaze over to your right side, and feel that larger twist in your lower spine. Really breathing into any aches or pains that might be in your lower back. And still focusing on that breath in these movements. We're now going to come back to center, release that right leg down. And then on the inhale, we're going to bring our left knee to our chest, give it a nice big hug, and then place our right hand on your outer left knee, bring it over to the right side. You can again maybe slightly glance over to the left side, to your left fingers, to enhance that spinal twist. And on the exhales, maybe sinking deeper into that twist. Really feeling your body sink into these movements. And then on your next inhale, we're going to come back to center. And we're going to bring our right leg up to our chest again. Bring both of our knees in. Give them a nice big hug. And we're going to start to rock side to side, kind of rolling out our lower back. This can feel really nice if you've been sitting all day, to kind of just work out those lower back muscles. And then when you're ready, we're going to transition to kind of rocking front and back. Again, rolling out that spine, preparing our spine and back for all of these movements today. And then on your next inhale and inhale up, we're going to come into a nice, easy seated position. You can be at the front of the mat or wherever. And we're going to focus on that breath again and also focus on our posture. So we want to feel our sit bones sinking into the mat, nice and strong. Our knees focusing on bringing them as close to the ground or wherever feels comfortable. It can be wherever you want. And then we want to focus on really focusing almost if there's a string attached to our head. And we're pulling it up, really making sure we have wonderful posture, dropping our shoulders. You can place your hands on your knees, wherever they feel most comfortable. Focusing on our breath again. We're going to start with some cat and cows. So you're going to inhale, rise in the chest. And then exhale.
Rolling the back, tucking your sit bones in, and then inhale, rise.
Lifting the chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. And exhale.
We're going to do a couple more of these at your own pace,
Own breathing pattern.
and then on your next inhale,
We're going to place our hands and come into a nice tabletop position. And so in here, we want our hips to be stacked right over top of our knees, our shoulders to be stacked right on top of our wrists. So what we're going to do here is you're going to plant your right hand. We're going to lift our left arm up, stacking our shoulders on top of each other. And then on the exhale, you're going to thread the needle through, placing your left ear onto your mat. Your spine and back should be more warmed up now, but you should still feel that spinal stretch and side body stretch. So here we should feel it down the right side of our body. And then on the inhale, we're going to come back to center. Reaching up with our right hand now, stacking on our shoulders on top of each other. And then on the exhale, thread the needle through, right ear comes to the mat. Breathing into that side body twist and stretch. And then on the next inhale, we're going to come back to center. And then from here, we're going to flip our toes over and push our hips up into our first downward facing dog. So we want our body to be in two lines, basically. So you want to be in a perfect line from your fingertips to your hips, and then your hips to your heels. And you're trying to push your heels down to the mat. You can walk your dog if you want, bending in your legs and feeling the stretch go down your hamstrings and your calves. We're going to take another 3 breaths here at your own pace. We're going to focus our gaze up in between our hands, and we're going to walk our toes up to meet our hands. You can bend in your legs, focus on what your body is asking for. If your legs need to be bent, bend them. And just focus on listening to your body in this. You can take your arms, kind of fold them, stack them against each other. We're going to sway back and forth. Feeling that stretch in the back of our legs. We're now going to place our hands. We're going to inhale, come to a nice flat back. Placing our hands on our shins or at your feet. And then we're going to exhale, fold again.
bending your legs however they might need to be. And then we're going to inhale, rise, but we're going to rise very, very slowly, going vertebrae by vertebrae. Just rolling up, and your neck should be the last thing to roll up.
And then we're going to come into a nice mountain pose. So you want to feel your feet being really grounded into your mat or onto your floor. And we're going to start our sunset salutations. So we're going to start in our nice Tadasana mountain pose, keeping our feet hip distance apart together. And then we're going to inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. We're going to inhale, come halfway. And then exhale, step your feet back, come into high plank. And then exhale, we're going to come down into chaturanga, keeping our elbows nice and tight against our ribs. Inhale, upward dog. We're now going to flip our toes, push our hips back into downward facing dog. We're going to take 5 breaths here. You can walk your dog, you can sway your hips side to side, really just giving your body whatever it may be asking for at the moment. We're then going to focus our gaze in between our hands again. Walk or hop your step, or step your feet in between your hands, come into a forward fold. We're going to inhale, come halfway, and exhale, fold. And then inhale, rise, Namaste. Beautiful. All right, we're going to go through that 2 more times. So we're going to come into a nice mountain pose, ground in the feet, and then we're going to inhale, rise, exhale, fold. Inhale, come halfway. Exhale, step or hop your feet back, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And then exhale, flipping our feet back, pushing our hips up into downward facing dog. Again, you can sway your hips side to side, walk your dog. And then focus your gaze, walk your feet up in between your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Namaste. All right, we're going to do that one more time. So we're going to inhale, rise, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold, step back into high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, hips come back into downward facing dog.
From here, we're gonna lift our right leg up. You can put your heel, bend in the knee, the heel next to the butt, and we're gonna start to do some hip circles, opening up the hips. Your circles can be however big, however small, whatever feels good to you. And then we're gonna switch and circle in the other direction. Then we're gonna exhale, right foot comes down, press into that downward dog, and we're gonna lift left leg into the air for another three-legged dog. You can bend to the knee, and then we're gonna do those hip circles on this same side, or on this side. We're going to switch, circle in the other direction. And then we're going to exhale, come down. We're now going to focus our gaze in between our hands, walk our feet up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise. Namaste. We're now going to transition into our sun salutations B variation. So with that, we're going to inhale, rise into chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway. Exhale, step our feet back, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lift the heart and the chest. Exhale, come back into downward facing dog. From here then, we're going to take our right leg. We're going to bend it, move the foot in between our hands, and come up into a high lunge. So you want our leg, front leg, to be at a 90-degree angle, really sinking in. Focus on your balance here. And then we're going to exhale, pin our hands down, push back into downward dog. Left leg comes up, in between the hands. Inhale, rise. Pushing deep into that front leg. And then exhale, fold. Plant the hands on the ground, step back into downward dog. We can now walk our feet up in between our hands. We're going to inhale, come halfway, flatten your back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. All right. We're going to add on to that a little bit now. So we're going to inhale, rise, sink into chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway. Exhale, step back to high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, pushing the hips back up into downward dog. We're now going to take our right leg again, place it in between our hands, and we're going to come back into warrior one. So our hips are still facing the front of your mat. You're getting that deep lunge into your front leg. But this time our foot is flat. Your back foot, is flat on the mat. So arms come up, hips are facing forward. We're going to sink into that front leg. We're now going to rotate our hips out to face the other side of your mat. And we're going to extend our arms, looking at that front arm and hand, focusing on our gaze, really sinking into that front foot again.
now going to flip our front palm and come back into a reverse warrior. So you can breathe into that nice side stretch you're going to get on your right side. Still breathing and sinking into that front leg. And then we're going to come back up into warrior two. You're going to take your front arm, do a nice bend onto your right knee, and we're going to extend our left arm over into a nice extended side angle. So you want your left fingertip and left foot to be all in one straight line. So you don't want to be sinking in too far. You want to keep a good, strong posture. Breathing into that front leg. And then we're going to windmill our arms down onto your mat. Push that right leg back. We're going to come back into downward facing dog. You can focus your gaze, hop or walk your feet in between your hands. We're going to inhale, come halfway. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, rise. Hands come to your side. All right, so now we're going to repeat that and do it on the other side now. So we're going to inhale, rise, exhale, sink into that chair pose. We're now going to exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway. Exhale, plant your feet, step your feet back into high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hips come back into downward facing dog. So now this time we're taking our right leg, planting it in between our hands, coming up into warrior one, focusing on keeping our hips facing forward and sinking into that front leg. We're now going to shift our hips open, extend our arms into warrior two. You want your shoulders to be nice and relaxed here, keeping your arms nice and even, sinking into that front leg. We're now going to flip that palm, come back, reverse the warrior. Breathing into that front leg still, keeping it nice and bent. You want the strong lunge still. And then we're going to exhale, hinging our arm over our left leg and then extending our right arm over top, creating that nice straight line and extension throughout our body. Feeling nice and strong in this pose. Breathing in to anywhere you feel any stress or aches. And then we're going to windmill our arms down again, moving that foot back into downward facing dog. I'm going to take a few breaths here. If you want to come down into child's pose to kind of refocus on that breath, if that got your heart rate up a little bit, feel free to do so. When you feel ready, we're going to take our right foot, extend it in between our feet, but then we're going to shift our feet to both face the long side of the mat. We're going to take our arms, interlace them, interlace your fingers behind you, lift the heart and chest for a nice chest opener, And then on the exhale, we're gonna hinge at the hips and get a nice shoulder stretch. Letting the arms just kind of hang down behind you, wherever they might be. We're then gonna plant our hands on the mat. We're gonna inhale, come halfway. And then exhale, just fold. Releasing everything in your body. If you need to bend your legs, feel free to do so. Do whatever feels good for your body. From here then, we're gonna come into cow face pose. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna shift your weight over to your left side and let your legs, they should twist over top of each other. So I'll just face this way so you guys can see. So your legs should be facing, twisting over top of each other, and then your arms, if you can, you're gonna have your right arm come up, left arm goes behind you, and you're gonna see if you can twist, see if you can get your fingers to touch. Breathing into this twist. If you are not here, that is totally fine. If you have blocks, you can place them underneath your sit bones, if that makes it easier for the twist. You can also, if you have a band, use that if your fingers do not touch. We're going to take 3 more breaths here, really breathing into this stretch and into the twist. We're then going to relax the arms, plant them in front of you, and you're going to try to unwind into the twist, back into the straddle stretch, if that makes sense. So you're going to sink back into that wide-legged stance. And then we're going to twist the opposite direction. So if you went to your left the last time, we're now going to shift our weight over to the right in your hands. And then we're going to twist and hinge at the hips. Right leg is on top this time. You're now going to lift your left arm up, right arm comes behind you. See if you can get the fingers to touch. If not, that is completely fine. Again, breathing into the twist on the exhales. Inhale, rising, focusing on that good posture. One more breath here. And then we're gonna unravel your arms. You can plant them in front, wherever, to come back into that straddle stretch. Beautiful. So now we're gonna rise, come up to standing, and then shift your foot back up to the front of the mat. We're now going to work our way into some of the balancing and peak poses for today. So to get us started, we're going to start with tree pose, just to start to get our balance. So you can shake out both your legs. Make sure your body feels good after doing all of those sun salutations and warrior poses. So you can start to shift your weight over to your left side. We're going to start on lifting that right foot, just kind of gazing it right in front of you. Focusing on establishing that balance, grounding your left foot onto the mat, maybe finding a spot
to focus your gaze. And then you can start to move your right foot to wherever feels comfortable. So you can have it resting right by your ankle maybe, or maybe moving it up to your calf, or up in between your thigh. You just don't want it on your knee. Then, if you feel comfortable there, you can inhale, extend your arms up, or maybe coming into heart center. Focusing on that gaze, that strong balance. Still focusing on that breath as well. One more breath here. And then we're gonna release that leg, shake out your legs, shake out your hips. And then we're gonna do that on the other side. So we're gonna shift our weight into our right foot inside of our body. Again, feeling that foot grounded on our mat. And then you're gonna start to shift your weight. And then you're gonna start to pick up your right or left foot. Gaze it over top of them, or graze it over top of your mat. Starting to lift it up. As you find a spot to focus on and balance. And then you can start to move that left foot to wherever feels comfortable. You may notice that you're stronger in balance on one side more than the other, and that is completely fine. You can then extend your arms up maybe to wherever feels comfortable, or maybe just coming into heart center. Remembering that breathing that we established at the beginning. Still feeling our chest rise and fall. We're going to take one more breath here. And then relax. We're going to Alright, we're going to shake out our legs as we come into our peak pose, which is going to be Eagle's pose for today. This may be a new one for you. Maybe you practiced it a lot. Maybe you've never heard of it. So, what we're going to do is, again, we're going to shift our weight into your left side foot. You're going to place your right leg, wrap it around. Either having your foot wrap around your ankle, or maybe just having it on the side. Whatever feels good for you. We're just kind of testing our body, seeing if we can do it. We're then going to have our right arm, have it come bent out right in front of us. And we're going to take our left arm, wrap it around to meet our right hand. We're going to really focus on our breathing here. Sinking into that twist. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to unravel and relax. Beautiful. All right, and now we're going to shift our weight over to our right side now. You're going to take your left leg again. Wrap it around that right leg. You can either be resting on the mat. If you can't get there, and that is totally fine. Or if you notice your balance isn't that great on this side. And then we're going to take our left arm, put it out in front of us, right arm wraps around, meeting that left hand. We'll be sinking into that twist, focusing on our breath and our balance here.
Couple more breaths here. Beautiful. Then unravel. Shake your legs out. Beautiful. We're now going to come to the front of our mat. We're going to inhale our arms up. Exhale, we're going to sink in to that chair pose. Utkatasana. We're going to take our right elbow, hinge it over our left knee. Really opening that chest, keeping nice, strong posture. Not collapsing into that right shoulder, keeping it nice and strong. We're going to come back to center. And then exhale, hinge onto the other side. Focusing on that breath. Keeping the strong posture. Opening that heart. We're now going to come back to center. Then we're going to take 3 breaths, sinking into that chair pose. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. All right. We're going to release down, roll down onto your mat. Beautiful. Really sinking into our mat. We're going to keep a nice bend in the knee right now. We're going to work on opening that chest a little bit more. Opening our shoulders after we did all of those twists today. We're going to come into a nice bridge pose. So you're going to plant your hands on your mat. Your feet should be pretty close to your hands then. So you need to walk them forward a little bit. And then on the inhale, we're going to push our hips up. Maybe walking our shoulders in closely. Breathing here, relaxing your butt. You don't want to tighten it, and you just want to push your hips up. Open that chest, open those shoulders. And we're going to exhale, come down. Breathe, relax. We're going to do that one more time. So when you're ready, you're going to inhale, push those hips up again. You can walk your shoulders underneath. Maybe interlace your hands and fingers to push up even more. Remembering to relax your butt. Focusing on pushing up those hips. Breathing here. I'm going to take one more breath. And then exhale, release. We're going to come into Shavasana now. So we're going to find a nice relaxed laying position on your mat. Legs can be on either side of your mat then. Really just sinking into the floor beneath you. Focusing on that breath. Again, that we established in the beginning. Breathing into anywhere that your body is asking for. If you're holding any stress in your face, your temples, just relax. Relaxing your jaw. Too often we find ourselves clenching our jaw too much, holding a lot of stress there. Working our way down to our neck, relaxing those muscles, relaxing our shoulders, maybe moving down. Breathing into our arms, to our fingers.
making sure they're completely relaxed. Feeling that breath in the chest. Working our way down into your hips. Breathing into any aches or pains that may be happening, or in your knees. Relaxing your toes, your ankles. Just gifting your body with this time of peace and mindfulness. And if you feel your mind wandering, thinking about other things, it's totally normal. Just try to come back into that breathing. Really just focusing on the inhale and the exhale. You can start to bring awareness back into your body, maybe wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your ankles or wrists, maybe reaching up above your head for a nice full body stretch. And then when you feel ready, maybe moving over onto your side. You can take your time. And then at your own pace, moving up into a seated position. Take your time though. Do whatever feels right for your body. When you find yourself in the seated position, we're just going to keep our eyes closed, relaxing our hands onto our knees. And we're just going to focus on that breath one more time for today. I'm going to leave you with a nice body love affirmation to send you on your way today. It says, I honor my body as a sacred temple. I send love and light into every cell, every molecule, and every atom of my beautiful physical being. I open my heart to loving myself. With every breath, I let peace wash over me now. So I want you to remember that as you go today. And just thank your body for being here today and giving yourself this peace and remembering this breath and this practice whenever you feel stressed or overwhelmed with what's going on. In yoga, we end with the word Namaste. That means the light in me honors the light in you. And the love and beauty in me honors that in you as well. So with that,
Namaste. Thank you for joining me in today's practice. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for coming.